We're here at my favorite luxury flip that I've ever done. This house that you see right behind me took almost a year to renovate, but I'll show you why here in a sec. Let's go check it out. So back in 2021, we made the decision that we wanted to start buying luxury flips because the luxury market was going absolutely insane here in Las Vegas. So this house was one of the very first ones we bought. The only problem was we also bought about 9 other ones at the exact same time, so the renovations took a lot longer than we expected. But the good thing was, because the market's been appreciating so much, the house has actually gone up way more than we expected, so kind of holding on to it has been a good thing for us. All right, this door is one of many reasons why I love this home so much. I just love these huge pivot doors. They just give it that grand feel. I mean, one of these by itself cost over $10,000, so if you're gonna put one of these in your home, you better make sure that it's worth the price tag. Now, this home has more renovation done than almost any home we've done to this point because of a few different things. For one, when we first bought it, there used to be a big giant wall right here that kind of separated what is now this dining room, and it was more like a sun patio room. The original owner built it as like an extension on the house. So one of our first things was getting rid of that because it was taking up so much valuable space, which, as you can see now, is really great. Having the dining room right here, having this little bar area, it all just looks super clean. And along with that, it opens up all of this natural light to the backyard, which is really cool, and I'll show you that here in a second. But now we have all of this natural light right when you walk in. You've got this beautiful dining area that seats 8 people, and I love what the design team did with the separation. You know, when you got a big open space like this, it is better to kind of separate the spaces with design. And so by adding this big, you know, wood wall with the slats, it kind of shows that, hey, this is separated from over here, which is also really cool in itself for the living room. So we had to recreate a whole new living room since it used to be where that middle wall was. You know, the fireplace was on that wall, and now we just moved everything to right here. So we've custom built this long fireplace, probably the longest fireplace that I've ever seen in a home, mainly because we had so much space to fill. It would have looked pretty weird if, you know, the fireplace was a normal standard size. But along with that, I also have never seen this in one of our homes, where we built this big box kind of just for a huge TV. You know, typically, if we build a fireplace like this, we'll just take it up all the way to the ceiling, right? And then we would just niche out a TV, and it would look really cool. That's actually what I have in my own personal home. So to see them kind of separate them as 2 different things is a new thing that we haven't done. But that's not the only new thing in this house. I actually wasn't even aware of this until I started messing around with the home, but there's a ton of secret compartments right here. So as you can see, you've got this beautiful kitchen. It is enormous. Also a first for us, we built an entire double island, which I think is super cool, especially for those of you who like to entertain. You know, having one island that can serve people and you can put the food on, while the other is more for your cooking and all that stuff. It's really cool. And this house wasn't really able to do this initially. When we bought it, it was really closed off. There was this big giant wall here. The kitchen was super awkward, and we got rid of all of that and made it look so good and so open. But now, I just love how this is. I'll tell you, this is one of the only houses that I've ever flipped where I'm like, I would live here, for real. Like, I love the area. It's actually close to my high school that I grew up going to. Like the spaciousness, the size, I mean, it's over 4,200 square feet, the kitchen, and all of the cool secret stuff like this. So, right in here, automatic light, we've got this secret pantry. And this was one of the things that I wanted to change. What this used to be was the original kitchen. So the kitchen was on this wall and it curved all weird like this. And I said, you know what? Let's cut out some of the kitchen. Let's make it pushed out so it's all straight like what you guys see. And then we're gonna build this pantry. Before I even knew secret pantries were a thing, I wasn't really thinking like that. I said, you know what? We will build the kitchen straight, which is what exactly we did. and we'll put a door right here. Like, we'll have the pantry door here and it'll look really cool. That was my original plan. But one of my now business partners, Amr Samaha, was with me here at one of my Future Flipper Masterminds. I actually took all of our students to this house when we had just demoed everything. And I said, guys, here's what we're gonna do. You know, we're gonna take down this wall. We're gonna make this kitchen like this. And he goes, hey dude, why don't you do a secret pantry right there? Like, that's becoming a really cool thing. I said, what do you mean? He's like, instead of putting your door over there, you can just have a pantry door. It looks just like one. They would never know. And you could walk into the pantry. And sure enough, that's exactly what we did. And in fact, him and I were not even partners at the time. He was just a student, giving me a really good idea. And then later on, we've become partners in development in the metaverse with Tykes. And he's building my dream home right now. Like, it's crazy to think that was my first impression of meeting him, was him telling me about this. So pretty cool backstory for you guys. But another cool thing was in here. So this house came with a sauna. And we were trying to figure out what to do with the sauna. Like, do we get rid of it? Do we keep it? I mean, it kind of doesn't match modern. But we said, you know what? I think if we just build a wall and close it off, it will be pretty cool inside of a bathroom. And so that's what we did. And I think it's a great feature. I mean, it's pretty brand new. And it's just connected to this other bathroom, which also turned out great. I love the design that we did here, to this back bedroom, which is a really good size. So this is just one bedroom in the house. We've got two other ones on this side for guest bedrooms. I really like that this one's kind of tucked away by itself, and it's got its own access to its own bathroom, the sauna, and all that. Now, I didn't touch on this, and I actually didn't even expect them to do this. When I initially did this house, I was thinking that here would be the formal dining area. But they pretty much just said, we don't really care what you think, Ryan. We're gonna make it a stick office. So it's really cool what they did. You know, the glass doors really make this super cool, because if I was here at my office and, you know, I had just a closed wall and stuff, it would kind of look weird. And, you know, yeah, I've got this, which is like whatever, looking at the garage. But now with this setup, having the natural light in here, and then being able to just get all the natural light from the backyard and the glass, it's really cool. So shout out to my project manager, Daniel, all of the design team, the contractors, and everybody for thinking of this ideas and, you know, the design, because this is literally like well, I already said, it's my favorite luxury flip ever. My favorite flip ever, period. Also profit-wise too. But just thinking design, I love it. Now, over here, I'll show you guys the laundry room real quick. It's pretty cool, you know. They've got the pattern tile. They built this cool little coat rack with the shiplap. It gives it like this really nice design. Everything in here is like ultra white. And then even though there was the secret pantry, you still have more storage if you wanted pantry or cleaning supplies or whatever it is. And then back here, you've got our two bedrooms, Jack and Jill this time. They have this connecting bathroom. The shower looks really good. And just overall, it's a really well set up house with having the bedrooms over there, having that extra bedroom, and then this entire living room just being out in the open. Now, before we get to the master bedroom, I just want to say, I took all my students to this house while it was being renovated, and that experience was super cool for them. And there's nothing like being taught firsthand in person, you know, at an event or in one of my coaching programs. And that is really the best way to learn, from being taught firsthand from somebody who's actually doing it. So if you're thinking about getting into real estate investing and you want to flip luxury houses, or you want to wholesale or flip normal homes, even if you want to do Airbnbs and rentals, we can help you out at Future Flipper. I would love for you to book a call with our team. You can get a free consultation. All you have to do is go to futureflipper.com. So make sure you go do that. Don't just be entertained by all this cool stuff. Actually take action, because you can do it yourself. It's not as hard as it seems, and you don't really have to have a lot of money. In fact, with this house, I did not use any of my own money to buy it. And I always forget to mention that, because it comes like second nature to me at this point. but we pretty much don't use any of our own money on any of these flips we've got going on. We've got 50 all across Las Vegas. A bunch are just like this in luxury, a bunch are normal entry-level homes, but what we do is what we teach. So go to futureflipper.com and book a call with my team. So now let's talk about the master, because this is one of my favorite rooms in the house. I like what they did. It was kind of different than what I was expecting. So as you can see, you have got the bed right here. Initially, when I bought this house, I thought we were gonna put the bed over here, and then we were gonna create another window over here to kind of give it that symmetry. And that would have made sense, because I think the fireplace was over here initially when we bought it. Yeah, it was actually right here. My camera guy's telling me, he remembers. There was a fireplace over here. And I was like, well, that's a pretty good setup. Well, obviously they just made it totally different from what I just said. And the reason is because there used to be a door right here to a closet. And I didn't really know what I was gonna do, because there's other closets over there, which I'll show you here in a sec. But I love what they decided to do. They made this a secret door. All right, so check this out. How cool is this? There used to be shelves and everything in here for a big, enormous closet. And I was thinking, well, that would be cool, especially for someone like my wife who loves an enormous closet. And this would be plenty for any person. But we just decided, you know what? We'll leave it empty. Whatever someone wants to do, they can do. If they want this to be, you know, a man cave or a safe room, they can do that. Or if they want to make it a closet, they can, you know, go pay and get a full custom closet in here. But either way, I've never seen a master bedroom with a secret room like this right by the bed. So I'm really impressed, and I just think it's so cool. All right, now before I show you the bathroom, I want to hear in the comments, okay, I'm going to go by the honor system. What do you think we are listing this house for? I want to hear it. I haven't talked about price or what we've bought it for yet. We're going to talk about that at the end. But, you know, I want to just hear your perspective, not knowing the area other than we're in Las Vegas and you've seen the house. It's 4,200 square feet, half acre. You know, I'm going to show you the pool and all that stuff. But let me know in the comments, what do you think I'm listing this house for? Let's see who's the closest to it. Along with having that secret area, you've got one closet over here. There's another closet next to it. Obviously it's not as big, but if somebody wants to use that other space as a closet, they've got it. This was the original shelving. It was good enough. We decided it's not really worth changing. This bathroom though, really cool. I love it. I love the freestanding tub. I think the shower is huge. The design with it is great. I love when we do these showers and they extend the whole wall. So this is the same tile that's on the inside. So it just kind of gives it like that really clean look. And you've got a really big counter here, a nice makeup vanity. I mean, the master's great. The room is huge. There's multiple closets. The bathroom's great. I mean, there's nothing really missing in this house. Now, one of the big selling points of this home is the half-acre backyard, which if you're from Vegas, then you know it's pretty rare, right? It's not like down south where you can get land super easy. Vegas, it's pretty scarce. So this already had the pool. We didn't really touch it. You know, we painted the deck, but other than that, I mean, the pool is in great shape. It's a little dirty right now, but I like it. You also have a ton of grass and nature. Like, I don't think you guys understand, having trees like this in Vegas is not normal. In fact, I don't even know what kind of tree this is. Like, I just grew up with no trees, you know? I don't know if this is a pine tree or what. Don't judge me if you know in the comments. Tell me what kind of trees these are. You know, I know this is a completely different tree. This stuff is just super rare here in Vegas, and it just makes me feel different, you know, because it's very difficult to just go put up giant trees like this out of nowhere. So somebody is going to love this house for the yard, for the nature, for obviously the full renovation. It really has everything you could ever need in a home. I could count on one hand how many homes I would live in that I've actually flipped, and this is definitely at the top. All right, so let's talk about the numbers of this home, because that's probably the most exciting part, even though this home is so beautiful. We bought this for $875,000. It was a deal right there off of the MLS. My MLS acquisitions person found it, and you know, they made a great commission on it, but we ended up getting a really good deal. Now, when we bought it, We initially thought that it would probably sell for 1.3, 1.4. You know, we weren't planning to do everything we did in this house. We thought the rehab might be like 120,000. It turned out to be 170,000, which after looking through it, I thought was still super cheap compared to what it should have been for a house of this caliber. So project management did a really good job, you know, getting these trades in here and getting this thing done, even though it wasn't really on budget initially. I'm glad we spent way more than we thought because obviously it's gonna pay off. You know, even though we spent $170,000 on this house, the market has appreciated considerably. You know, we bought it almost a year ago, which isn't good for most flips. You don't wanna hold a property for a year because you're having to pay your hard money expenses and your holding costs and all that stuff while you hold it. But appreciation has gone up more than those costs. So this house that we thought we were gonna sell for 1.3, 1.4, we are now listing it for $1.8 million. And you know, I don't know if we're gonna get that price, but if we get anything close to it, it's gonna be a killer deal. So for those of you who guessed close to 1.8 million, congrats. I don't really have a prize for you, but you guys get a pat on the back for being close. Now, as far as what the profit is going to be, as I said, we bought it for $875,000. We put $170,000 into it. We've held it for almost a year, which is costing us about $12,000 a month. So our holding cost and hard money loans have been about $144,000. Along with that, we're gonna pay around $50,000 in realtor expenses, and we're gonna have another $25,000 in closing costs. It puts us all in around $1,264,000. And if we're able to sell this for the $1.8 million that we're asking, we would make $536,000 in net profit. And that would be our biggest luxury flip ever. Up to this point, our max has been $400,000 on a luxury flip. I actually did a YouTube video on that one, and we finally sold the house shortly there after that video. So that was a huge win, and I think this one can be an even bigger win. But anyways, I hope you enjoyed this video. Like I said before, make sure you go get your free consultation at futureflipper.com. I would love to help you flip houses just like this one, and I'll catch you on the next video. Peace.